Alright, I think we have enough light without it looking too overlit in here. Oh, there we go. That's just about perfect. So I thought I would actually just talk about some of the realities compared to expectations of being in the van for a couple of days and being in something that I obviously wanted more self-contained than not. And also talk about the girls a little bit in the sense of the cats. I don't think you're going to see either one right now because Chuck is tucked away in the overhead above the captain's and passengers chair. That is definitely become like her main safe spot as of now. You know, just in her happy little, I'm up high, I can see everything, and, you know, chill out and sleep comfortably. She's definitely down here on the bed with me lots. I mean, you've actually seen in a couple of videos where she's just wandering window to window, getting petted and enjoying life. So she's actually adapted very, very well to it. Luna is definitely adapting as well. I know it's only been a couple of days, so I'm sure there's going to still be things to deal with from here and there. They have not been outside yet. The one thing I realized was going on with Luna was when it was being as windy as it is, my little overhead fan cover was going wacka, 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 wacka. She does not like overhead things. Like we had a big actual fan in the apartment, and for a while her food was under that, but she would not go to her food as long as that thing was spinning with a shadow going over it. You know, I'm thinking maybe bird of prey instinct type of thing. But yeah, so I realized this was really kind of freaking her out and making her want to stay out underneath. So all I did for these really windy times was I just tied it down with a piece of the hemp cord. You know, because there's two pieces of it, and I just brought the top piece, tied her down against the support bar, and then just tied it. And ever since I did that, she was up here on the bed for probably about 3.5, 4 hours, and just very recently went right back down under the bed. I cleaned their cat box today too. So after 2 days, not bad, you know, pretty easy, pretty simple. I actually meant to get to it yesterday, but I didn't. But and their food and their water's good. Got them their regular Temptations treats, so that's a little more of the normalcy of her world in her life again too. And I can tell that she's definitely got her own little happy spot under the bed, tucked away back there where she can watch everything but not be seen. But she has definitely enjoyed being up here. She's got loving. She does the little, you know, making a loaf with herself, which, you know, having just been as much of a catophile as if I have from time to time, I know that means she's actually pretty damn comfortable and not feeling threatened if she's willing to get into that comfortable of a position. So that's a good statement. Have we gotten through everything? No. They, like I said, still have not been outside. I did actually have the back doors open for a little bit, and Chuck came, and Chuck was more curious than Luna. Luna immediately went underneath and was hiding, didn't want anything to do. And I think that has more to do with the wind than anything else right now. But Chuck was very, very curious, so she was up sitting next to me for a little while, poking her head out, not trying to jump out, but definitely poking her head out like, what is going on out there? So yeah, they're actually doing pretty good. They really, really are. I'm happy. You know, I really am. They seem to just go underneath the bed and chill out right now whenever we're driving, because that has become like their big safe zone in that sense. I have a feeling eventually Chuck's going to stay up in that thing when we're driving, if not eventually even being in the passenger seat just watching the world, because she, I think, just because she's younger, is adapting to this a little bit. I mean, she's about 5-6 years younger than Luna, so this isn't as big a change for her. I mean, big change, but she's still like, oh, okay, I can roll with this a little bit. For me personally, so yes, okay, I lost my coffee maker this morning. I'll deal with that. Yes, I'm still a little grumbly about it. And I am gonna get another percolator as soon as I can, and I can afford to get one. They're only like $29, but I've spent enough without going and shopping and making any money yet. So that's a couple days down the road. You know, let me get shopping again and make some money again first, and then I'll get the percolator. One of the things that has actually surprised me is how comfortable I am using a toilet in my van, and how very quickly used to I have gotten to using it and no other toilet. Where I'm parked right now purposely was close to a public bathroom. And I used it a couple of times the last time I was here. Because I had the toilet, but I didn't have the stuff to put in it. And I didn't have water and all the other things set up the way I do now. I'm not going to put a number on the amount of times I've used it, but it's been a few since I took off. I have actually what I would consider a urinal itself, which is an old laundry detergent bottle. So it's got a nice handle on it, really big lid. You can kind of figure out why maybe I like to be able to have that. And it's a nice, it can hold a decent volume of urine before I have to dump it, so I can go through the night. It's not like just having like trying to pee into a pop can or a Gatorade bottle type of thing. Plus, since I have the blue stuff, I just put a little bit in that too, and it kills any smell. Because I mean, we all know urine can smell after about 3 hours just sitting somewhere. This kills that smell. Still smells like that blue stuff when I open it up to the next morning to pee and then dump it. No, a lot of potty talk, but it's part of the reality of living in a van. I have been using it for solidly 2 days now, 2 days and 2 nights in that sense, because I was on the road so much to begin with. I didn't even really set this up until I got down to Seaside to begin with. Once I realized it was going to be somewhere where I wasn't going to have automatic use of a toilet, I was like, all right, it's time to set this puppy up. And since then, I'm pleasantly surprised by how much it holds. I've definitely got a couple of 3 days before I even have to think about emptying it. And the kind of nice thing about that when you're traveling, if you think about it, even with just something like this, is by myself. Let's say I have to empty it once a week. That means I have to find a public restroom once a week to walk into it, dump it, give it a rinse in the sink. Yeah, I'm probably going to use the sink nozzle unless there's an actual like faucet, you know, that I can turn on to the side somewhere. But fortunately, with as clean as it is, it's not like I'm going to be sloshing poop all over inside of a sink either. But get a little water in it, rinse it, you know, by putting the cap on and shaking it out and dumping it one more time and then getting out of there. That's the most I have to use a public restroom. And we all know public restrooms get a funky smell. My van, my home, not my apartment, this is my van, this is my home, doesn't get that smell. Because again, I have that blue stuff and I'm a clean guy. And as you saw in a video previously, I've got some of the baby wipes now. So, you know, and the great thing about this toilet is it's got a little pressure pump water spigot, and it's got 2 of them that come out, and they actually do a really good job of cleaning the sides of it. And then like every couple 3 poops, just to be honest, after it's all done, I'll just go in with one of those baby wipes and just wipe it all down real quick and let that right down into the blue stuff. So, and it's in my little lowered area of the floor. So when I'm down there, it's very private in certain ways. Because I mean, you couldn't even see that I'm here, let alone what I'm doing. So that's kind of enjoyable too. I'm really glad I have it. As I said this a long time ago, this was actually one of the gifts that the guys that I bought the van from included with the van and the camp stove as well. It is something I had planned on getting anyway, and I think the next one I get, when this one gives, from what I have heard, you can usually expect about a year to a year and a half, sometimes 2 years on these toilets before they start to just kind of give. I think the next one I'll have be a little higher, in the sense that it'll be a little higher. It'll also have a slightly bigger storage container, which means I could even go in 10 days to 2 weeks before, as a single guy, I gotta go dump my poop. But I was considering other things. I was even considering just like, my buddy Aaron can even tell you that I really was saying when I before I had used the toilet for the first time, this was going to be like an emergency thing. I wasn't going to use it unless I absolutely had to. And the reality is, now that I've used it, I would rather use this than anything else out on the road, as long as I have the choice. There are times like if Daddy knows he's about to have an explosion from having bad tacos, we're gonna go do that in the public restroom. But if it's any other thing, if it's just my normal bowel movement, it's here in the van now. I mean, I'm obviously still just acclimating. These have just been the first couple of days. In a good way, I'm getting comfortable and relaxed enough that I am now really looking forward to getting up tomorrow morning, doing a couple of shops after getting myself put together and ready. I was checking Instacart throughout the day, and in all sincerity, between Freddy's and Safeway here, a good little amount of shops came up. They really did. It's kind of piecemeal. It's not like, say, being in Portland or Beaverton, where it's from the morning to night, it's going. There were a couple moments here and there where things weren't up, but this morning there were a few. This afternoon when I looked, a few kept coming up. Some were only $9 to $11 for 4 or 5 items. We're going a mile and a half. That's not gonna be one of the first ones I do, but once I know this store well enough, and I can be like, okay, I can walk in blind and grab those 4 items, I'll probably do those just to make that quick. Okay, yeah, fine, screw it. Give me that $11 just to have it. Boom. I saw plenty that were like $26 to $28. I didn't see anything like 30 or above, but $26 to $28 for an hour's worth of work, I'm not upset about. So I am definitely going to start getting into that again tomorrow. That's my big desire, is to go have coffee in the morning and then drive over to the Safeway Fred Meyer. And the great thing is, Safeway on one side, Freddy's on the other. So they're not far away from each other. I have a feeling that that's even a parking lot between the two of them I could crash in from time to time. I'm obviously going to prefer to be here anytime possible, just because it's pretty. I also said there is a 16-hour one a couple blocks away, literally. Looks like it might even go a little further down towards the beach. So I want to see what that one looks like potentially tomorrow. Tomorrow's Saturday. And I'm supposed to meet Mom on Tuesday. So I'm probably going to stay here through at least part of Sunday. I may not even head further up until Monday itself, and just kind of really chill here for a little bit, get a little more origami done. I got one more strung completely. I have another one where 11 are finished. I now just have to put them on a string, so I will have gotten 2 more completed today. I've been slacking and I haven't been doing this for a while, so I'm also out of practice on origami, just in the sense of speed. I was feeling the speed picking up a little bit as I was getting into these last 11. So I did fold 20 cranes today, which at one time for me that was not a lot, because I did do the first one that I did in the sense of a big display was 240 cranes altogether, and the next one I think was 460, and on top of that I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chains for Christmas as well, and those were bigger ones. Those were like 20 to 23 cranes each. And then did a couple for Etsy. My friend Elizabeth bought one off of there. Turned out to be the only sale. Not a big deal. I'm not going to go deep into Etsy because I don't know a whole lot about Etsy, but I know that there are people that have been about it lately and saying it's not a good way to go. And I'm fine with that, because I'm not a big internet guy anyway. I go other in the sense of sales. I want to go to this little gift shop over here tomorrow once I have at least 3 of these done and go, this is the kind of stuff I have. Would you be interested in carrying it? I am going to be producing more. You know, no? Do you know of someone who might be, in the sense of another little store around here? Or do you know of a town where I can just go set up, play my guitar, and put my origami out and see if I can sell it personally? Because that is one of the other things I want to do. That is what I'm used to being able to do with like Santa Monica and Venice and Ocean Beach. And I hear that even, oh crap, I just forgot, Santa Cruz has some of that options as well. And I have a feeling there's some other, Southern California beach towns that's going to be easy to do at as well. I haven't seen anybody doing it around here. And I've only seen one police officer randomly driving by a couple of blocks up, which is great, but I'm not going to go try and do something that's totally against the law and get myself in trouble. So that'll be the other nice thing, is tomorrow I can go talk to gift shop guy and get an idea of the ins and outs, because that is one of the next things to do too, is start to understand what is and isn't going on in cities. Are there festivals that it might be a good idea for me to be here during that time? Things like that. So yeah. Also, like I said, I moved a lot of stuff around in the van within the first day. I decided I would rather sacrifice getting in and out through the side doors than not being able to get back and front through the entire van. That has now actually, that I've done it, I even rearranged it a little bit more today. Oh, that's a couple other things to go into yet. I rearranged it a little bit more again today. It's still the way it was. The table is against the door. The guitar is between the cooler and the table. I now also have my pack of photography equipment back there. And like I said, none of this is squished. There's actual purposeful room. And I even have like my little hoodie between the guitar and the Igloo cooler. And I will like pull the guitar out when I'm traveling and just put it back here so it's not touching, whapping anything. But for while I'm in here, it now has a great little spot that I can comfortably pull it out from, comfortably put it back into. It's not in the way. It's not going to get randomly knocked over as I'm walking around. It's not sitting in the front passenger seat saying, hey, everybody, hey, look, there's a guitar in here. I mean, I only want to advertise as much as I have to in that sense of what's in here when I'm not in here. I also emptied the cooler of the ice water today. Used a little bit of that to fill the toilet tank. I hadn't put much in there to begin with because I didn't know how much I was going to use it. I didn't know how much water I was going to go through, how quickly. I've gone through almost 1 3-gallon jug over the first 3 days. That's coffee, cats, me having a couple of drinks of water, washing my hair, all that kind of stuff. And what I reclaimed in water from the cooler almost filled about 1/3, so brought me about another gallon back, and I have tons of ice to go. Yet this is what they advertise as a 7-day ice cooler. It is supposed to keep ice in it for 7 days at a constant 90-degree temperature. I am figuring by the 5th or 6th day I'm gonna have about that much ice realistically, which is okay when you really think about it, because it used to be like a day, ice gone. Everything is still cold. It's kept a great temperature in there. The ham is good. The cheese is hard and cold like it should be. The milk is cold and frothy. The half and half is good. The sodas are icy chilled. So yeah, it's a great level of cooling, and I think I got them for like $1.29 a bag, something like that. And when you realize that I can actually then turn it into pure water on top of that, which costs $80 to $1 a gallon itself anyway, that's really not bad. If I can reclaim 90% of that water, like this morning I was just kind of missed the nozzle for the jug a few times, and so the side of the outside of the van got a little bit of a bath. Speaking of which, at some point I got to give the whole thing a bath. But with as big as she is, she doesn't really fit through conventional car washes. So she's a wash on your own type of thing. And I just haven't seen one of those yet. I know there's one back in Beaverton. I don't know if it'll take us that long before she gets washed. Maybe. I do tend to keep the windows washed down, just kind of wipe them down every morning, just the whole thing, so I have a nice big open bay window. Other than that, I think that's probably actually really about it. I am going to get these strung, and then hopefully about 9:30 be able to link it to some free internet for the night. There was a provider last night that worked. I'm not going to give away names and such as that. It was just an open network. And I mean, like in Seaside, I'll tell you, Domino's, the Safeway parking lot, rock solid internet. And I watched a couple episodes of Leverage and a little bit of YouTube over there. And last night here, I actually watched about an episode and a half of Leverage, and I was ready to go to bed. Yeah, I'm watching Leverage right now. It's like the second or third time I've seen it all ever, and it's been so long that because I had a girlfriend who, as an extra, was in three of the episodes, and so she really liked pointing out which ones those were, and I think we kind of fast forwarded to them at some point, because there are definitely a couple episodes I don't even remember. But yeah, and she was here in the Portland area, so she was very happy with that. Good for you, you got a TV. I get it. But yeah, so I'm watching Leverage right now. Sorry, just kind of rambling off. I don't really think there's anything else to go into. Bathroom, check. Rearrange the whole place, check. Reclaimed water, check. Fucked my coffee pot, check. Yeah, that was gonna come back one more time. So yeah, that's it. I'm gonna sign off for the night and get these done, and then we'll have a little sweet something for the night, because I still got like candy bars. I bought a big bag of the little minis of Baby Ruth, Butterfinger, and Crackle. So I like all those. And I also had the Marionberry streusels, which I've had 2 of so far today, which actually, that tells you they are good, because a lot of the times, I'm not going to lie, I'll buy something from like a store bakery, have one piece, and never go back. I've had 2, and I look forward to having another one with my coffee tomorrow, maybe even tonight. But since no, I don't think I grabbed my antacids. I'm 50. Have to have them. 51 actually. Have to have them from time to time. And if I have that later on tonight, I may regret it. So might just be a little bit of chocolate. It's beautiful. We're close to sunset. I'm really thinking about maybe filming sunset right from here, because as I said earlier, I swung open the back door and just sat there and looked out, and it was nice. I can't lie. It's kind of really nice to sit out my back door and just, watch the whole ocean. So who knows, I might do that. And I know it's windy out there. I can see it. Everything's blowing around. But that would be one thing where I could actually, add some music. So, and take the wind sound away. Be my first experimentation with that today. Okay. That's it. That right there tells you it's time for me to cut off for a moment. Bored my own self to yawning. Everybody have a great night. I'll talk to you soon.